What's up, guys? It's your girl Rivah, and I am back again with another video. If you're new to this channel, hi, my name is Rivah. It's very nice to meet you. Before we get into this video, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Make sure you guys give this video a thumbs up. And as I always say, make sure you guys leave your comments in the comment section down below. It doesn't matter how you feel about this video. We all want to talk about it. Also, if you're not following me on Instagram, follow my Instagram. It's at RIVAH_JORDON. And as I said to you guys before, I am coming with a reaction to all of these videos. My subscribers really wanted me to be able to finish my point. They wanted me to be able to articulate myself properly. And if you watch all these videos, I'm going to be reacting to literally all of them. And we are on the topic still of the Earthy people. And we're just going to go ahead and get right into this video.
So half the time, you know what I'm saying? It's just like sometimes they got them singing bowls. A lot of times they be having them crystals. They be having them crystals. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what is these crystals? You know what I'm
Okay, so when he said singing bowls, I did not understand exactly what he was saying, but I know the bowls that he's talking about, that they put out a certain tone, like a certain frequency, like when people play them. Like I think Janae Aiko does this the bowls, but it's definitely not called singing bowls. I don't know what it's called, but I have to find out what that name is.
saying? Like, I just be trying to understand why they float. The guys a lot of times they pants. You know how guys got fitted jeans and it tapers down at the bottom? You know what I'm saying? The guys don't wear a lot of jeans, and so what happens is they be wearing them what are those pants that rub up against? I mean, yeah, they wear a lot of linen. It seems like they walk on the beach a lot. I don't know what the heck is going on with these people. I'm just trying to understand why.
What's wrong with any of that?
There's nothing wrong with it.
Okay, well, why don't you say it? I'm confused.
I'm gonna tell you the reason why I'm laughing is just because you guys are just taking it so personal.
No, you know what? Because cannot.
Yeah, they always call me. Yo. Here's another one. They always calling each other queen and king. It's like, yo, just be a normal person. Like, where are you from? What planet did you come from? You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. You got time for that queen.
Maybe a more maybe they just have a more ancient mindset than you do.
Yeah, I think I have my Hillman shirt on. So if you think about a different world, and you think about Freddie, i.e., my hair is like Freddie today. This was reminiscent of Freddie. Right.
What?
Junior, I don't. What? You ain't never seen
Lapeef, and they say
respect my name. Now.
I guess he's never seen different world, because when you talk about Earthy, then you will think about Freddie and how she's earthy and did all that. If you look at her boyfriend, Shaza, with the linen and stuff. So that is I think when you're talking about being earthy, if you had to pinpoint or put a person or a character of it, that would be the idea of what he means by earthy, is that character that Cree Summers and Oh Boy played.
Anton, what do you have against earthy people? You've been saying this for months.
Okay, so I'm gonna let them. I'm just gonna continue. Then I'm gonna say what I have to say.
I think they're cool. I think they're really, really funny. It's just a red flag when you.
I have another question.
Another question. You are not answering the question that's on the table, but it's okay. You got time tonight.
Yes, but I just have another question because I do. That's all I had tonight. So where have you met said earthy people?
Oh, all over the place. Over the place.
Okay, so the first thing I want to point out of how I should have known that this conversation was taking a left turn. As you can see, like I said, I'm laughing still, but while they're giving their responses, the reason why my face was so serious and calm is because I noticed that the same two people, which was Anton and Courtney, the same people who were so offended by the Christianity comments, when we were just literally stating our opinion, were so jovial to laugh about this when this is people's lifestyle choice, right? And I just found it kind of funny that they were going in, because a lot of people have this mindset, like when they're in, certain religions, that they are superior to everyone else. And not to say that Earthy is like a religion. Like, obviously we know that that's not equivalent, right? It's not. There's lifestyle choices that people make. Because they're, like I further say, there's people who are, know their Bible front to back, live out the truth within their Bible, live how the people lived in the Old Testament, which is basically the example of the earthly people that he's speaking about. And this is their lifestyle choice. So, because you can have a lot of different belief systems, you can be Muslim, you can be, Buddhist, but there's like this thing of how people live their life, the more holistic way of living their life, the more natural way to live their life, fluoride free, like, you know what I'm saying? Stuff that literally makes sense. Because they literally reject everything that's toxic for their body. And I found it funny that he was talking about linen, but that was literally in the Old Testament, the clothing that they said that people are supposed to be wearing, right? So I just found that super interesting. And like I said, I'm a person that I love a joke. I love to take a joke. But if I don't find something funny, it doesn't mean that I'm upset. It just means that I don't find it funny, because I might have my own reasons that I don't. Based on, like I said, in the previous video, that people live their way we live in such a chaotic time. I'm going to say that through all these videos. We live in such a chaotic time where you need to find something that's going to keep your headspace good, because a lot of things literally can affect you. A lot of things literally affect you. Like I said, we're like on Instagram scrolling all day. You have a job you have to work really hard at. It puts stress on you. You have to figure out what you're going to eat for dinner, what you're going to do this, what you're going to do that. And like, there's ways to limit certain stress within your mind, stress within your body, stress just literally like within your life. There's literally lifestyles that people live that's great for their mental health. They're healthy, they're strong, they're mentally stable. And I'm not talking about all people, but that's why I was trying to get to the definition of his definition of earthy people and what he considers earthy people and the people that he's talking about, because he's just literally throwing out random things and putting like a lot of different people into a category that doesn't make any sense, because he's like, it's people who do things that don't make any sense, right? A spirit comes over these people and they call people kings and queens. But what about, can we talk about the spirit that comes over people when they call each other the N-word? Can we talk about that? Like, can we talk about the fact that literally females call each other the B word, or they call each other a garden tool to relay themselves to each other, and that's a term of endearment now? So if somebody calls another person a queen, maybe it's just them taking the higher route of doing things, them calling you a king. Maybe that's a better term of endearment than calling you the N-word. So that's why I'm saying there's a certain mentality that you have to think about certain things in a certain way. If you look at things superficial, you see people just like, oh, hey king, hey queen. You're like, why are you doing that? But there's obviously a reason. But if somebody said N-word, A-B, he would see nothing wrong with that. That's why I said to him, I find it, so interesting that a man who has so much intelligence in so many different aspects has no idea what's going on in that aspect. I don't get it.
Intimately, right?
Not intimately. What do you mean by intimately?
Right, as in like close knit,
No.
Okay, so the reason why I asked that question is because in the same way that we can be, we can laugh about the earthy people and the fact that they don't wear shoes and stuff and all these things, is the same way that if we were to touch and talk about Christianity, people get so offended in the other way. But because it's the earthy people, we can laugh and we can make these jokes. When in actuality, a lot of these so-called, I also kind of knew, to be honest with you, that you
weren't well versed with this whole earthy thing that you were talking about.
I'm not.
Based off of a video that I did a reaction to, and also because you
Oh, I gotta see it.
And said, "You're earthy." I'm shocked that you think it's a literally one size fits all kind of thing. I don't want to.
Rivah, you taking it too serious.
Rivah.
Oh, I'm sorry, Rivah.
It's okay.
It's literally, listen, it's a joke that's derived from Eric Benet. Like, it seems like everything started going down when he stopped wearing shoes. And so it's like, yo, why is Eric Benet floating when he got divorced? And listen, I got thick skin. You talking about a person that get more heat on the internet than anybody. I don't care if anybody talk about Christian. Listen, if somebody talk about Christianity, that's on them. It don't bother me at all. No. I'm saying, like, you saying that people get offended. I don't get bothered and offended over what people say. Like, that's on them. They can say whatever they want to.
No, I don't either. I'm that type of person as well. I really don't get offended. But no, I'm not saying that personally to you. I'm just saying that, like, because you did a video and then I reacted to it, and then I was like on Instagram.
What was the video?
I don't remember, but you said earthy, and I was very triggered. And all my subscribers,
they
knew it. They were like,
okay, so look at me laughing when I said the word triggered, right? And this one sentence I made was taken so far out of context. And the reason I said it is, again, because I did a reaction video to one of the Lapeef videos. He said something about earthy. I made a face. One of my subscribers in the comment section said, "Ooh, Rivah didn't like that he said earthy. She was triggered." And so I'm using that just to explain my sentiments fast, because I was trying to get to a different point in the conversation, but I shouldn't have said that, because they literally took that like a baton and they ran with it, just because we had just talked about the whole church situation, which Courtney didn't like. And you can see, look at her face. Courtney is literally sitting there on ready, because she definitely felt a way about that church conversation. I don't care what anybody says. It's clear, it's evident. She was flustered about that conversation. So she was literally like sitting there ready to have a response, because she was so like, oh, she was ready to be like, have me like back, like, oh yeah, I got you back because you said this, so now we got you. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't even that type of situation at all.
He said that.
Tell me why you triggered. This should be fun.
But wait,
you've been waiting on this conversation all night. This gonna be fun.
But before I tell you why I was triggered, I was just gonna say that I went on Instagram like the same night, and it was like the same conversation about all these earthy people, and I'm like, what is going on? What did I miss something?
Yeah. When I say,
I'm just trying to figure out why people subscribe to being earthy.
But I think that the reason why I take it,
well, I'm just
okay. So you see that I said the joke of like, I saw he did that video and then he said something about the word. He literally said earthy. Then I went on Instagram and I saw people saying earthy, and I'm laughing like, I want to know, what did I miss? Like, what's going on that this topic is like so rampant on the internet? You know, in a jovial way, I said that once again.
I don't care if somebody says I'm earthy or I'm ghetto or whatever. I'm just me. Who gives a damn if it's earthy? Like,
why did it trigger you, Rivah?
It took, because the conversation was going, and I felt like you were making so many intelligent points, and then when it came to these earthy people, you just completely lost me. I'm like, wait, how can this person with so much knowledge not understand these in-depth things that are really not hard to complicate? A lot of the people that you were talking.
So that's a valid question. The valid question is, I said in the video that I was doing the reaction to, he made so many intelligent points. He had so many points that I said, yes, I understand exactly where he's coming from. Yes, I like the way that he said that. I like the way that his mind thought about that. But then when it came to this earthy thing, I was like, what the hell is he talking about? Like, how come, like I said, how come somebody who's so knowledgeable about all these other topics is just, the knowledge just like shuts off like a light switch when he comes into this topic? Just in my main reasoning to saying that is just because of the fact that these are simple mindsets to understand. It's literally just being natural. Like, it's literally just a natural state. And the reason why I felt some type of way about that is because I know there's a lot of people that I know and admire that are near and dear to my heart that live in a certain state that he's talking about 100% through and through. I definitely do, right? Live in this, like I said, this state of mind where, the same thing, like with no shoes, like walking with no shoes sometimes, like literally like certain attributes of the things that he was saying. But there's a lot of people that I know that I hold dear to me that literally like do certain things that I was just like, how come he doesn't have any knowledge about like the fact that these things are like good for your health? Like even the fact of, like I said, a holistic lifestyle where people don't take certain medicines because your food is your medicine. So you literally use herbs and plants and things to cure things and sicknesses within their body. And I'm like, how come? Like I just don't. I think it's important that people know about it. So I just don't. That's why I don't find the joke, because I think it's important that people genuinely know about it. We talk about people being overweight. We talk about like the Big Shirley jokes and all of these things, but these are steps into having a healthy lifestyle. That's why I don't find it funny.
Talking about that, you were saying that don't wear deodorant are not wearing deodorant because of the chemicals in it causing cancer.
Thank you.
I'm like, how could he say something like about deodorant and it's a joke, but in actuality, like it's actually a part of your health as well. A lot of people don't.
So you're telling me that there isn't deodorant that's available that you can wear that don't have chemicals that cause cancer?
Absolutely. But there's also.
So what you talking about?
But
because everybody doesn't need to go get a deodorant that is manufactured in a factory, in a store, because sometimes these natural deodorants, literally, there's hidden things that are in them that are literally not, like, okay, say for instance, for example, if the company Jackson, I'm just going to use that for an example. The company Jackson makes all these deodorants and they have the chemicals in it that negatively affect your body, that can cause cancer and stuff like that. And then Jackson's comes out with a natural deodorant. Are you going to ultimately trust them? Some people are absolutely not going to trust them. It doesn't matter what it says on the label because it's the same factory. That's valid. Also, a lot of people, when they eat a certain way, they have like if they're, vegan, not everyone, but a lot of people who are like vegan or like raw vegan who eat a certain way literally have minimal to no body odor. And that's a proven fact. And sometimes the people who live a natural lifestyle, even when they put on the natural deodorants, a lot of those natural deodorants, sometimes when you put them on, definitely don't bring off a good aroma. Like the mixture between like when you do start to sweat and the natural deodorant, it doesn't smell well. But they also don't want to put chemicals and toxins in their literal armpit that can affect them negatively. So there was a lot of answers to that question. But you see, look at Courtney's face again. I just want everybody to keep, I'm trying to point in the right way, but just keep looking at her face as this conversation progresses.
It's a whole different mindset as well, because it's also not eating processed food. It's also eating what you plant and what you grow. It's also like there's so much more to it. It's also like not supporting certain businesses and only supporting like your local companies. There's a lot more to it. That's why I
got a better question for you though.
I got a question too.
Rivah, why are earthy people above being joked about?
No one is above being joked about.
No one is above being joked about. I said that. So I literally said no one is above being joked about, but there's knowledge that we need to know. And that's when we can't play game. Like, we can make jokes, right? Him saying that he specifically was talking about Eric Benet is funny, right? Because he's literally trying to make a joke. He has like a one specific person that he's making a joke about, but then he expands that joke. And that's when I think that there's knowledge that people genuinely need to know. And when it comes to your health, when it comes to your body, when it comes to your mental health, I'm going to be that person that's like, oh, no, I don't find that funny. I'm going to stick up for this because that's me being true to myself and being true to the fact that I think that this is literally knowledge that a lot of people need to know. It's genuinely good for your health if you know certain knowledge.
So, why are you triggered then? Because every time I talk about earthy people, I'm literally laughing and telling a joke.
Because you're laughing and telling a joke is why. I find it because these are people's like belief systems. And let me tell you, I'm going to give you a big reason why. Because
Because these are people's belief systems. Natural, holistic lifestyles is not even a joke. Like, it's literally stuff that can save people's lives, that can literally change the chemical makeup of your body to assist in getting rid of diseases, getting rid of sicknesses. So I think that's important. It's like, that's like basically like if people were to laugh at like people like Dr. Sebi, which I wouldn't find that funny. I wouldn't find that funny at all, because I think that he's an intelligent man who literally is telling you that you can literally heal yourself from these ailments that you have. Anyways, make sure that you guys stick around for the next video. It's going to be up soon. If you are not subscribed to this channel, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you guys leave your comments in the comment section down below. I definitely want to hear you guys' thoughts on this conversation as I'm breaking it down, because I feel like you guys are more seeing where I'm coming from, because I'm not getting cut off or asked questions in between. And if you're not following me on Instagram, it's at RIVAH_JORDON. Thank you guys so much for watching. Love you guys. I'll see you in the next video.